Hello. Wanted to talk to you guys quickly about expungements. We are doing expungements all across Missouri and helping clients clear up their arrest record, a guilty plea from their past, or a conviction even one that made someone a convicted felon. There are several opportunities for an expungement to clear your record. We can do DWIs if it's your first DWI. We can do an MIP that happened before you were 21, as long as you're at least 22 at this point. And we can expunge a lot of arrests that did not result in a guilty plea. We can also expunge convictions. And the main ones that people are wanting to expunge are simple assaults, a lot of shoplifting or peace disturbance or disturbing the peace, disorderly conduct, that kind of thing. A lot of people are wanting to expunge. And also, in particular, felonies like drugs and stealing. Forgery cannot be expunged, but there are several opportunities for expungement under the rules. And so if you just call the office, we will go through the intake process with you and determine if you qualify or not. The second thing I want to tell you is people have different reasons for why they want an expungement. If you have something on CaseNet and you want it not on CaseNet anymore, that is one really good reason to get an expungement. We can help you clean up your driving record on that first-time DWI. If you pled guilty to a DWI and also had a refusal or an administrative action on your driving record, we can clean up your driving record and the fact that you pled guilty to that DWI. Some people don't know what an SIS is. They think it's not on their record if they had an SIS. I've even had a judge tell a client of mine, the SIS you just pled guilty to is not going to be on your record if you successfully complete probation. I literally had to grab the client and say, the judge doesn't know what he's talking about. Your record is your record. You have a criminal record, you have an arrest record, you have a public record, you have a private record. And when the internet came around, basically everything is public, because the minute something landed in a public venue, like your arrests, which are all public, it is data mined by companies that then use it for background checks. And so while we do our best to allow you to be able to say, I do not have a conviction, I have not pled guilty, and I am not a convicted felon, and you should and you are allowed by law to say no if your expungement is granted to all of those questions, like on job applications or housing applications, which is two main areas that people are affected by this. But the really big area that we find Missourians care about are their gun rights, of course. And Missouri wants to give you your gun back if you get an expungement. The feds do not. So the challenge we have right now is trying in Missouri, and we tried this year, but with COVID, there was no opportunity for us to finish the fight in Jeff City. But we are trying, and hopefully next year we'll succeed, at getting the legislature to write a law that actually the feds recognize and pay attention to. Because right now, if you have a conviction, the Missouri State Highway Patrol changes your record to say, after an expungement, your conviction is no longer public record, it's a closed file. But that doesn't make it go away. So when you go to file for, and the other thing it doesn't make it go away is because the FBI still has it on your background check. So when you go to apply for a gun, you're going to be denied. The reality is you can possess a gun and go hunting in Missouri, have a gun in your home, as long as you've had a Missouri expungement. You cannot be accused of being a felon in possession of a gun. However, the feds can consider you a felon in possession of a gun. Do the feds come after every single person? No. Will they come after you if you happen to have drugs and a gun? Possibly. That's what we see the feds do pay attention to and do care about. We're doing our best to change the law here in Missouri. It's still worth it to get an expungement, especially if your goal is hunting. As long as you're not drinking or using drugs around guns, you're going to typically be under the radar of the feds. But you must know that if you are not under the radar and they find out that you possess a gun while having a Missouri expungement, you could find yourself in trouble with the federal law of felon in possession. So we don't want to encourage anyone to break that law, but we do encourage you to get an expungement now, because we are actively working in Jefferson City to make our law stronger, to help you better, and also working in Washington, D.C., hoping that when we get through COVID and everybody hopefully works towards the better good of our citizens, that one of the things they pay attention to are giving gun rights back to people who have state expungements and recognizing state law at the federal level. Thank you for your time, and I hope this gave you information that helps you decide whether it's time now to do an expungement or later. And even if you don't know, free consultation to give us a call and we'll help you decide. Thank you.